It's a new year for Squad Busters, and today I'm going to be making 15 predictions for the game for 2025. Some are going to be based on facts, and some are going to be, well, just what I think might happen. So let's find out if 2025 is going to be the year for Squad Busters. Okay, so let's start off with prediction number 1 for what I think is going to be happening this year in Squad Busters. And that's going to be a brand new mode, a co-op mode, which we have seen in the 2025 roadmap. Although I don't think it's a co-op mode, I think it's a coop mode. If you don't know, coop is like a chicken hen place where the chickens live. And then also there's a little chicken above coop mode in the Squad Busters 2025 roadmap. So I'm thinking for the first update in 2025, we're going to get our first PvE mode, not a PvP mode. So a game where we have to like save chickens from a hen or get chickens inside of a hen. Also, it could potentially be 2 teams, and then whoever collects the most chickens wins. That would also be a pretty cool thing. But I think this is going to be our first PvE or mini game type of mode. I'm kind of leaning more to a PvE than a mini game, but there's prediction number 1. Prediction number 2 is a new community manager. Now, for these first 2 predictions, they haven't really been predictions, more of just I'm going off the roadmap. As you can see here, the roadmap for 2025 says new CM, and although some people think new CM could stand for, well, something else, I think CM is community manager for a lot of reasons. First of all, I don't think Paula's getting replaced. I think Paula's going to get someone with her. And the reason I say this is because a few months ago, Paula was doing a Twitch live stream where she said she wanted someone with her for the squad ups, because at the moment it's just Paula and then like a green screen version of Paula. I don't remember which stream it was, but it was in Twitch and it was in Spanish. But also, Squad Busters were actually hiring a community manager a few months ago as well. I remember getting that pinged in my Discord. So you know what? I think it's pretty obvious we're going to get a new community manager, and they're going to be revealed in the next squad up in February. And at the same time, they'll also reveal the brand new Coop mode, which is a PvE mode, or maybe a team's PvE mode. Anyways, for prediction number 3, I think the plaza is going to get a complete new rework, but not with hammers. So I think we're going to get buildings that actually help progression. If you didn't know, back in the beta of Squad Busters, a lot of buildings used to help progression. There was like a coin bank. There was like a bunch of other buildings as well. And I think we're going to get a plaza update. Now, I actually don't think holding on your hammers is going to be helpful, mainly because a couple weeks ago, Squad Busters hosted their first official Squad Busters tournament. Some of you guys might have watched it. Pretty much it went really wrong, being the commentators, and well, there was a lot of issues. But the important thing is, I remember we were talking and she mentioned, what am I going to do with the hammers that we got in that tournament for watching it? And then I said, well, I'm not using my hammers. I'm waiting for a plaza update, to which Paula said, well, when they do change the plaza, they're not going to use hammers. They'll probably be a new currency, which is why I think we're going to get a new plaza update this year. And I also think we're going to get new currencies as well. We've got star tokens, coins, style tickets. I think we're going to get introduced to some new currencies or something along those lines. Anyways, prediction number 5 is the Musketeer. Now, we see here in the 2025 roadmap, it says it's going to be around April, which is a little bit annoying because it also looks like the Musketeer has already been coded because of the fact that we saw it at the last squad up. It was moving around. I think the Musketeer is going to be a sniper type of unit, or it's going to do a lot of damage in one direct hit. It's not going to be a splash damage unit. I'm kind of going based off the Clash Royale's Musketeer evolution. For prediction number 6, a lot of people don't agree, but I think we're going to be getting a Superman collab in exactly April or June. So we can see here on the Squad Buster 2025 roadmap, it says IP collab. The reason I think it's going to be a Superman collab is we see a little S here. You see the little S. And I know this isn't a Superman official logo, but it's still called the Superman S. So I think it's just going to be a Superman collab. I don't see why not. And also there's a new Superman film coming out on July 11th. So I feel like it makes sense. Another prediction I have is I think we're going to get a lot less new worlds along with a lot less new troops. I mean, already the next Musketeer troop is planned to come out in April, and that's the only troop we can see. So, I mean, at least for the first 4 months of the year, we're only going to get 1 new troop, which honestly, I feel like I'm a little disappointed by that. But I think instead of getting new worlds and new troops, we're going to probably get new modes instead, and probably clans and things like that, which I think is an important thing. And then they can go back to adding new troops next year. I also think the Gen Pass is going to get a rework. We can see here a tweet from Squad Busters saying the January Pass just started, and yes, Gen Pass improvements are still on our to-do list. Now, I've got a few predictions for this. First of all, I think the next Squad Busters update, we're going to immediately see a Gen Pass improvement for February or March. But I think they're going to change the way the Gen Pass works fully. They're not going to make it better. They're going going to fully change it. And what I mean by that is I think we're going to get something like a new thing every season, either a new building or a new troop or something. Like in Clash Royale, you know how they have a new evolution or 2 evolutions every season? I think we're going to get something like that in Squad Busters, so every season feels like a mini update. Because we had 2 new megas every season when Squad Busters first released, which I liked the idea of having 2 new things every season to look forward to. Of course, megas is a bad thing for the game. I get that. But my prediction is we're going to get something new coming out every season in Squad Busters, probably a new troop or something when they do the Gem Pass improvements eventually. I also think we're going to get a secondary collab as well, not just a Superman collab, which I think we're going to get around June. I think we're going to get another collab at the end of the year. Now, for this prediction, what do you want me to say? I don't know anything. I just think we're going to get another collab. I remember there were a lot of complaints in Brawl Stars for doing a bunch of collabs because people want permanent features, not temporary features. But then the team kind of responded by saying, well, collabs are a great way to grow the game. But yeah, it just makes sense for them to have another collab in this game. It's what grows the games. I think Ranked is going to get a complete rework, especially with how the trophy system works. I think they're going to make rewards for Ranked. And then I think the trophy system definitely needs a rework. Feels like it's too easy to not be good at the game, but just play the game so much to the point where you just can get to top 100 versus maybe in a game like Clash Royale where you can play the game a lot. It doesn't mean you're going to get top 100. You have to still be good. And this is probably one of my more aggressive predictions, but I think the progression system is going to get a complete rework. I think babies, classic, super, ultra, and ultimates are going to be removed from the game, or they'll be reworked. And I think we're going to get a Clash Royale based level system, or maybe like Brawl Stars. You know how it has a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then every new level you need to get a few more troops to get that level. Well, currently in Squad Busters, you need 10 times the amount of progression to get from one level to the next, then to the next, to the next, which is just impossible to balance a game that way because the game's either going to be way too free-to-play friendly, where everyone's going to get ultras and ultimates, which, by the way, even on my free-to-play account, I'm getting ultras like crazy at the moment. Or the game's going to be way too pay-to-win, where you can't get ultras and ultimates really easily, which is how it was before. So I think we're going to get a new level system where each troop's level is going to buff its stats a little bit, and then maybe at like level 3, you get the super ability, and then at level 5, you get the classic ability, and then at like level 7, you get the ultra, and at level 10, you get the ultimate. Does that make sense? That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to get clans as well this year. Not in the first half of the year, I think in the second half of the year. And I think it's not going to be called clans or clubs. It's going to have its own unique name. My guess is squads or squaddies or something along the idea of having... I just don't think it's going to be called clans or clubs. I feel like we're going to be able to trade babies in the way that Clash Royale can trade troops. I think we'll have a whole squad war or clans war if they end up calling it clans. I don't think they will. But yeah, clans in the second half of the year. I also think we're going to get ultimates in the next update as well in February. And I think Ultimate Barbarian is going to get a nerf. A lot more people are starting to get Ultimate Barbarian now. The more people that get it, the more people realize how, well, broken it is. I think either it will spawn a normal baby Barbarian, not an elite one, or they'll make it so you only get the mini elite Barbarian when you fuse up your Barbarian. I mean, look, I really want new ultimates for February update because it makes good content, to be honest with you. Although, as a free-to-play, do I want new ultimates? I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to get a lot more ultras on my free-to-play account, and as soon as I have all ultras, I might want to get some ultimates, but I haven't gotten to that stage yet. And my final prediction is going to be on if I think the game is going to blow up this year, or if it's going to die. Well, first of all, there's no way Squad Busters dies, or at least gets killed off by the dev team. They're not going to say, all right, this game is done, kill it like they killed Clash Mini, because it's a global game. Supercell have never, ever killed a global game before. They only kill beta games, or pre-beta games, or alpha, or whatever it is. They don't kill a game that's gone global, and I feel like the proof is Boom Beach, which is very, very, very dead. But, you know, it's still up. So that's my first thing I want to say. But also, do I think the game's going to blow up? I don't think the game's going to blow up in a short period, although I do feel like over the space of this year, it's going to gradually grow. I think slowly over time, a couple more people will start to play, the game will slowly get big, and if the game does blow up, I think it'll probably be next year, not this year. Anyways, those are kind of my 15-ish predictions for the game for this year. I also made a YouTube post saying, what are some of your 2025 Squad Busters predictions? And then in this post, a lot of people responded, so I thought we'll go over these a little bit. My prediction is Claz gets a Dr. T haircut. No way I'm going bold. Gem Pass rework, 100% agree with you. I think February, the Gem Pass is going to get a pretty big buff. I feel like we'll get an Ultra in the Gem Pass, and at the same time, they'll release a bunch of Ultimates. And then I think a little later on, the Gem Pass will get a big rework. My prediction, new worlds, farm, electro Arcade. I think Electro and Arcade World will get added, and I think those will be the only 2 worlds this year. I don't think we'll get a farm world. New characters, 100%, although new modes and collabs, 100%. Clans, yeah. I think they'll make it so we can visit people's plazas and we get buildings that aren't just decorations. I don't think we'll be able to visit people's plazas this year, but I do think we'll get decorations that do something. My question is, why are hammers in the game? I think hammers will remain in the game, but if they do rework the plaza, there'll be a new currency. I'm mainly saying that because that's what Paula said. Servers start shutting down. They don't kill global games, at least not yet. Player base falls. Nope. Squad Busters goes bankrupt. No, I think the game is going to slowly grow throughout the year, and I think it's a good thing. Would love to see Electro Wizard in the game. I think we'll get him this year, 100%. He could be epic and maybe drop a super lightning. You know what? I guarantee that will be his ability as well. Anyways, there's lots of predictions here that you guys have had. If you have any other predictions, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to use code Claz in the Squad Busters shop if you ever do decide to buy anything. And check out my last video on screen here. This is where Bo got a buff recently, so he's a little bit better. If you want to know how good he is, though, you should check the video out.